John Dean and Elizabeth Warren covered a lot of material in this episode. Last night's argument was fierce. Did there happen to be any fireworks? It appeared that Elizabeth Warren had gone too far. Elizabeth Warren ended up in the Bitcoin realm, which she didn't want to be in. She had no idea. She grew upset, even if she shouldn't have said the words. I've highlighted a few important details. I want to be clear that while Bitcoin's value keeps increasing, we will be talking about it. Have we arrived yet? Is the Bitcoin craze over? The bull run cannot start anytime soon, as we have discussed. Let's evaluate our progress before announcing anything big. We left the swell behind. That's correct, indeed. The classic Ripple swell. Without further ado, people, you love to watch it. Let's examine Bitcoin in more detail. It is now trading at $67,724 and has increased by 3.6% in the last day. With a 1% current advance, I'm leaving the market at $26.15. With XRP at 1,054 cents, the USDT and USDC are both approaching their 99-cent pegs. It is currently down 3.1% of the current market capitalization of all cryptocurrencies, which stands at $2,337 billion. Watch Bitcoin as it's at its highest point ever. At 73,781, we are seated. There will be noticeable movement after we reach the 74K milestone. Recall that Bitcoin may make a comeback to the mid to lower $50,000 range. I'm still on the sidelines myself. Why? It's time for us to go swimming. I will be able to increase my money if we choose to dip. I've already packed my things if we don't dip. I started collecting in 2017. You can only imagine the amount of Bitcoin I have amassed over the last 7 years, as I have never sold a single one. For the bull run, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. Get ready appropriately. According to Cointelegraph, bullish analysts believe that Bitcoin may hit $233,000 by the first quarter of 2025, indicating a bull run akin to previous market peaks. We must observe a parabolic blow-off, like those that occurred in 2017 and 20. What was it, around 2013? We must explode at the top. The only bull cycle was in 2020. No parabolic blow-off tops were observed. We are searching for that. History does really repeat itself. The question is that. The 4 to 7 trillion range is noteworthy, in my opinion. To surpass the $7 trillion barrier, the markets will vary within that range. We must see a parabolic blow-up top before we can get to the $10 trillion zone. Keep in mind that this cycle involves large money or institutional money. There are no ifs or buts involved. Let's check the number of ETFs we receive. In 2025, let's check if that XRP ETF is available. As I had anticipated, let's examine whether the Solana ETF is available. This space will rise in proportion to the number of ETFs and institutional funds. In the Crypto Minute.com, it's that easy. You're missing out if you don't read their news every day. They cover every aspect of cryptocurrency. They have a fantastic website with numerous articles that are updated every day. The price of Bitcoin is attempting to breach the 200 moving average, which either has caused or will cause a parabolic increase in the past and will surpass itself once more. According to the report, the Bitcoin price jumped over 66,000 for the first time in several weeks after disappointing investors in the early days of October. As of the time of this video, we are above it since the 200 moving days. When an item breaks above the 200-day moving average, the average provides a clear picture of its long-term performance. This suggests that the price of the cryptocurrency, in this case, Bitcoin, is higher than its 200-day average right now. The shift from positive to bearish feelings regarding the price of the cryptocurrency is often signaled by this indicator. Bitcoin price breaks above the 200-day moving average have historically signaled the start of parabolic bull runs, according to cryptocurrency analyst Al Martinez. This is the chart. I'm sorry, but But are you able to look past the past and the present situation? Is the 200-day moving average drawing near? The moment has come for Bitcoin to surpass $74,000. This marks the beginning of the bull cycle. Do you recall how often I say the same thing? To make sure that everyone understands how the markets operate and that Bitcoin will dominate the market, I will keep repeating this message until it becomes deeply embedded in their minds. Until Bitcoin reaches its top, we won't see an alt season. Indeed, alts will rise as a result of the volatility in the price of Bitcoin. But when we're going to make 5, 10, 15, even 20x on all points, the real surges in alts won't occur until the dominance of Bitcoin begins to decline once more. Our goal is to achieve roughly 60% BTC domination. Hogan, Jeremy in his debate with Senator Warren tonight, John Deaton was outstanding. He was presenting it in a professional, accessible, and matter-of-fact way. Deaton is playing perfectly as the train travels to Massachusetts. John did a fantastic job last night. Warren, she ought not to have brought up cryptocurrency. She didn't know much about the topic. She had no idea. She should have stuck to her 15-year-old dinosaur-like comments, but they soon came under fire. John Dean is shown here. He points out that the only radical on stage at tonight's debate is Elizabeth Warren. The working and middle classes, who are being crushed by inflation and the cost of living, are not helped by her hyperpartisanship. She belongs to the Washington elite, who purposefully sow discord to hold onto power. There you have it. Please listen to John's quick post summary and then the section where he talks about Ripple and XRP. Hey, everyone, just now, John Dean left the debate platform. In 2 evenings, we will have another debate. I would like to thank all of my supporters and ask that you please consider supporting John Deaton for Senate Communications if you can do so. Please be sure to tune in as we will post the debate on the provided website. We're moving forward. We will take action. John Dean is a topic you are familiar with, and elections are quickly approaching. The microphone is here. Take a moment. People pay attention to this. They saw a strong candidate, which is why I was compelled to oppose her, but pay attention, the regulations are already in place. Senator Warren did not answer the question on the rape victims, as you may have noted. You see, if you simply choose the women you are willing to defend, you cannot claim to be an uncompromising warrior for women. I have no idea what you are talking about, and I am genuinely confused by this claim. I put pressure on the banks by calling for more accountability and regulation. I understand now every time they cross the line. They are both large and strong. Naturally, I get my funding from those who wish to contribute to our cause rather than the financial sector. What precisely do the crypto people hope to gain from funding? I don't hear you discussing. You're curious about something. Everybody out there, a longtime Democratic judge, supported my case against the government for the SEC's maltreatment of tiny retail investors. This token, XRP, became legal as a result of my pro bono efforts. Because of my altruistic work, I received the Defender Freedom Awards Lawyer of the Year and Consumer Advocate of the Year honors. And you know what? That cryptocurrency millionaire she mentioned backed me last week. Millions of this XRP cryptocurrency were just given to the campaign of Vice President Harris. I would have sued the SEC on behalf of tiny retail investors if I hadn't taken the actions that I did. There wouldn't have been that donation to your preferred candidate, Senator. You are welcome, Madam Vice President, if you are observing. People, I would boom. He hurled it directly back at her. She had no idea. She was unaware that Larson had given Harris money. She is attempting to attack him with cryptocurrency as if your mission is being funded by all of you tiny cryptocurrency holders. He brings up the question, what do they expect in return from you? Guess what, though? The SEC was sued by him for free. He prevailed. For achieving this, he received all these esteemed honors. He went on to claim that he is one of the reasons XRP is not a security, without asking for payment. Then he flung it in our faces and said, you know what? You love Harris and Joe Biden, the same people you put in their back pockets, as we all know. Since it is not a security to support her campaign, Chris Larson just sent this beautiful token because he was able to. Warren, what would you say about that? Nothing at all. Look at the look on her face. She bit off far too much, you see. She is strong enough to take on John Dean. He just has a younger, sharper intellect. He is sincere, and if you watch the debate, you'll see that he repeatedly tells her the same thing. Why won't you respond to the inquiries? He posed a query. She turns away. She makes an effort to bring up outdated, unrelated topics. This will undoubtedly strike a deep chord with Massachusetts voters. I do not doubt that Massachusetts voters are ready for change, want change, and are fed up with Elizabeth Warren's constant posturing while nothing is being done. After being seized, we received this during her introductory remarks at Ripple's. Monica Long said that 2024 is looking to be a big year for blockchains and digital assets. Monica Long shed light on the elements influencing institutional acceptance. We think that 2024 will be the most important year in our sector for institutional adoption of blockchain and digital assets to date. We think that the absence of a copyright for music has been the main factor behind this development. We'll end it there, then. She discusses how urgently global regulatory certainty is needed. She talks about how real-world assets are being tokenized and how cryptocurrency has become a respectable asset class on Wall Street. In the XRP ledger, this will be the turning point for Ripple and XRP. To overdo it. For 7 years, there has been a belief that the number of fraudulent information services will increase. XRP is clearly being adopted by institutions, especially if ETFs are joining the market. This will position us for a fantastic 2025.